I went from getting orders messed up 60%. Ain't nobody gonna want no more. I might as well quit. Now I get so many orders, almost don't make no sense. All because I didn't give up. I just had to make it work. Went berserk. Up all night. Stay alert. Thinking, yeah, it gotta be a better way. Figured it out. Now I'm sharing game with you today. Welcome to Tips Hip Teas. Hit the subscribe button. Come and learn with me. Ayy. Welcome to Tips Hip Teas. With this information, promise you will reach your dreams. Ayy. So, hello everybody. My name is Tiffany. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining. So, as you all will come to see if you subscribe, which I hope you do, I'm the type of person that likes to show you how it really looks, because I know you see a lot of tutorials and it's like, oh, it's easy peasy, it's just like this, and it's all set up. You're like, well, what does it look like if I'm starting from scratch? So that's pretty much how my tutorials go. So this is me with everything laid out, and today we're just talking about if you want to get started with making t-shirts. It's really simple if you have the beginning equipment. So I'm assuming if you want to do it, then you probably got at least a couple coins to get started. But there are more than one ways to get this going if you really want to. Whatever you really want to, you're never out of options. So don't forget that. So, you want to make t-shirts. Somebody says, hey, who can do me a shirt by Friday? And it's Tuesday. Well, you want a simple birthday shirt. Okay, well, I can do that. I'm getting started. All you need is a printer. Now, that right there is my upgrade, so don't let that intimidate you. That's my wide format printer, and it's really only like $350, but if that's not in the budget yet, you can always go to Walmart and spend $50 on one of those Canon computers that just doesn't print to the edges. Something that I mentioned about printing to the edge to keep from having to cut off edges. Those types of printers don't do that, but if you upgrade to a more pricier printer, then you can have that option to skip. But everybody got to start somewhere. I did too. So you can start with the $50 printer, a laptop, or your phone if you have it set up to send to your printer via Bluetooth, a lit brush, $1. Let's see, a heat press mat you can order off Amazon for about $10 or less. This is called a Teflon sheet. These come in packs of 3 for about $7. Okay, yeah, of course. Now, this is what I was talking about. This is the Avery brand dark transfer sheets. It says for dark fabric, so you see that blue in the corner, you know you got your Avery. In my opinion, it's the best sheet. You're going to get what you pay for. So it all depends on what you want. But if you can't find this in Walmart, because they do sell it in Walmart, then you can go to, say, Michael's or Hobby Lobby, or online on Amazon. These are other brands. So that's Jolie's, another. Always make sure it says for dark fabrics. The reason why I say that is because they also have them for light fabrics. But for light fabrics, you have to flip your image. So if you got to flip your image and go through all the hassle of ironing it on and hoping it's right and all of that, you may as well just do it on dark, because dark goes on anything. It goes on any fabric that you use. You don't have to flip it. You just print it straight out. This is another one that's sold in Walmart as well. It's just the pen gear. This one comes in a multi-pack. So I'll show an example of what I'm talking about. With the light transfer sheets, they have a red mark on the back. On dark transfer sheets, and pretty much most of them, I don't have any examples in here. I just had these packs to show you what they look like. But on the dark transfer sheets, this is the one we're using today, it has blue on the back. So that's how you know the difference between if you have for light colors like white shirts or a light pink, something like that, or for dark colors, which is black, purple, dark pink, navy, whatever color. I would say just go ahead and roll with this because you know it's going to show up against any color, and you don't have to flip the image. You just print it straight out. So I'm using this today because I didn't have an extra sheet of this. I got a lot going on right now. I'm baking a little bun right now, so I haven't been stocked up on everything, so I'm just showing you this so we can get you going. And that's another brand right there. This came out of Hobby Lobby. It's a Taylor brand, but again, they all say dark t-shirt transparent. That's what you want to make sure of. This is a new one. It's big, but they sell this in 8.5 by 11. But I found these on Amazon, and they're great as well. Transire Dream for dark fabric. This is 11 by 17 because, like I said, I've been able to upgrade. That just shows you how busy you can get. You'll be able to upgrade yourself as well. It don't take long. And I can just print bigger images now, all the way to the edge. So I could print something this whole size and put on, say, like a size 4X or 5X, because we have those people that order as well. Alright, so without further ado, oh yeah, also, the main event, you need your shirt. So, don't laugh, but this is the shirt I'm using today. That's only because it's for the tutorial. If you happen to have some shirts and they're wrinkled like this, just do yourself and your client a big favor and iron it first for them, please. You don't have to iron the whole entire shirt, but you definitely want to iron the area that you're going to be using to put your fabric on. You want it generally like this. So you do want it straightened out. You're gonna pre-press it. If it's wrinkled at the bottom, then your customer can. I would hope they're probably gonna iron it themselves again because it's gonna be folded when they receive it from you, unless you're giving out hangers. I usually fold mine up, so I'm like, they're gonna have to iron it, so I'm not gonna go all over, but definitely don't want to press onto a super wrinkled shirt. But we'll get to that part. So we have everything that we need to get started. And I'll take this pause and say, if you don't have a laptop or your own printer right now, but you know someone that does, then that's your start. Like I said, you may not have the equipment to start for yourself, but if you can do something and you earn the money and set it aside until you can buy your first printer for $50 low, or your laptop, you can get it financed through a firm or something like that. If you're serious about this, because like I said, you're going to make your money back. It'll be up to you how much you do. You might find yourself turning people away because you don't have time, but you'll love it. You can just borrow, go to somebody's house, say, hey, use your laptop and make a design right quick and print it out, and then come home, use your heat press. Let me tell you about that. Like I said, that's a Verver. That's one of those larger heat presses. I upgraded to that. If you don't have that, I was telling you about the Cricut Easy Press. You can get this out of Michaels for, I say, about $80. If you catch it on sale, you can get it for lower than that. They have other brands on Amazon, but I'm just going to be the one to tell you, you get what you pay for. So if you get a one that I think the brand is called Maker or something like that, I'm not saying it won't work, but it could be a difference in quality. I say that because some people ask about, your design lifting later. That quality of how hot it can get, this heat press, it does matter. And at times, yeah, the brand does matter. So to me, Cricut's been great to me, so that's the one I'm going to champion. So that's what we use. Alright, to get started, I'll open my laptop. And you say, well, where do you get your images from? This is where your creativity comes into play. If you want to, you can go on Google and just Google like birthday balloons, because I say, the example is someone wants a birthday shirt. So you can Google like birthday balloons. We're going to say it's a birthday shirt for a little boy, since I'm having a little boy. Balloons. I'm going to put dinosaur, because that's kind of cliche, or monster truck, something like that, then you could do that. Or if you want to use AI and get something that is not just readily available, hopefully online, because that you don't want, you know, if you happen to want to set up a website to sell shirts, you don't want someone to be scrolling one day and say, "Hey, that's my design," and now you got a copyright issue going on. So you don't want that. So I say try to make sure your design doesn't look like something that's already online, even if you were inspired by something that's online. Close this out. I do have a Cricut, so that's what that was. I had a design I was working on. Don't worry about that. Right. So what I find myself doing is using AI. I mean, if it's free, use it. So I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. I said it right. ChatGPT comes up. It's like, how can I help you? So you can say, dinosaur holding birthday balloons. I can spell L-O-S. And I'm gonna challenge ChatGPT a little bit. I'm gonna say hip hop dinosaur holding birthday balloons and see what they come up with for me. This will be interesting. Interesting. Hey, I like it. Okay, so see that image? You like it? We're gonna download it. So I have downloaded it. I'm gonna go to. I don't put the antivirus stuff. This is my strictly designed computer, so I don't have a lot on here, but I don't use the antivirus programs. So I'm gonna go to my downloads and just pull this down a little bit. This is the image that I just made. If you got a lot of stuff in here and you don't know, you can always rename your image in here before you move it to your desktop, so you know what you're looking for when you go to your desktop. But today is March 29th, and I did just make this image, so to save time, all I did was slide it to my desktop. And now, I was talking about a design program. I was saying you could use Canva, and they have templates that you can drop a picture into, or you can use a free design program. One I use is called GIMP. It's like I don't know what the G stands for, but it's an image manipulation program, GIMP. So I'm gonna open up GIMP right here. The logo for it is like this little, I don't know, a fox or something. You can Google it, GIMP. GNU Image Manipulation Program. Y'all can see that. For right now, it's free. I know people use Photoshop and Adobe, and if you want to get to those types of levels and do that, yeah, they are more intricate, and you can get into more details and things. But again, we're talking about just getting started. The more you learn, the more you can do, the even better you can offer. But this right here is still enough to get you going, because you'll be surprised at how simple this can be, and you'll please your clients. So GIMP is opened up. These two items over here are just the color boxes. These are showing you what color my page will be if I were to start a new image right now, because this black is on the bottom. If I were to make a new page, like say File, go to New, and whatever size that is, and I say okay, it's black. It's black because that's black. If I wanted it to be this greenish looking color, I could hit this little swap button right here and go to edit and say fill with background color, Now it made it this green. So let's say I wanted to use this, for example, for my background. I want that background that color, but I don't want this size. I was just showing you all what it looked like. So I'm gonna close this out. Discard my changes because I don't want it, but I do want that color. So now I'm going to open up a new template that is 8.5 by 11 because this is 8.5 by 11. This is the side that is going to print on. That's just the back side, and we'll come back to why that's important in just a moment. So I want the image that I'm going to do to fill this screen, fill this sheet, or if you have a beginner printer, it won't fill this sheet, but I want it as big as possible. So this is 8.5 by 11, that's standard. So I'm going to go to File, New, and for here it says Template. You can type it in manually yourself if you want to, but I just say it's easier to go down to where it says US letter. This is US letter size, 8.5 by 11, US letter. And you see how it automatically changed to 8.5 by 11 inches. And we're going to say, peek right quick. Okay, so we see how this picture is going more like a wide. So this is considered portrait. Turn it sideways is considered landscape. This is wide, so in my opinion, I would say this is landscape. And that's the way I'll have this paper go. So in this box, that first one up and down is portrait. This one going sideways is landscape. So I switch to landscape, which makes my width 11 inches wide and the height 8.5 by 11. And then I say, okay. See, so now I got my green page. This square represents this sheet. It's saying that's how much room it is. So now I'm going to bring in my image. So I'm going to go File, Open, make sure I go to my desktop because that's where I have the image. And I'm looking for AI image March 29, 2026 because that's what I just made. Click on it to highlight it. It might give you a preview, it might not. So don't worry if you click here and you don't see an image right there. If you have it selected and it's highlighted across, then when you hit open, it should open. See how that opened? So, let's try something right quick. This background is the first layer. What you want to do is come to this image and you want to copy it. So you can hold your control key, CTRL, on your keyboard. While you're holding it down, press the letter C and let it go. That will copy this entire image. Then you come back to this screen, hit the CTRL button again, Control, and V, the letter V. I don't know why. You would think it'd be P, but it's V, and that's going to paste it onto here. So now I have two layers. I have the background layer and I have the next layer. So I want this to get as big as it can be against this background. So I'm going to go over here. These are different types of tools that I can scale and alter the image with within GIMP. Is the second button right here. You hover over it, you see it says Scale Tool. And I'll probably come back and do another tutorial about stretching this out, but I'm just showing you for right here too. All you gotta do is pause and rewind if I'm going too fast. I'm trying to say it slowly, but you can always look at it again. That's why it's a video. Alright, so you just want to kind of like come to the corner, click down and stretch it out as far as it'll go. You can do it till it covers the whole thing if I were to want it to do that. If I want to make sure the feet aren't cut off, then I can do it like this. And that way we have the whole image without his feet being cut off or anything, and I say scale. So what that means is this background here is still going to be here. When I print this out, this sheet will be green with this picture on it. And this is where we're going to stop right here, because I let ChatGPT do the whole thing for me. Now, if you wanted to add someone's name to it, you could do that. Let's say I would do it in the green. So I'm going to swap these colors so green is on top again. And I went to the letter A because now we're on the text box, and you can choose whatever font you want just by clicking on this. Whatever fonts are already on your computer would be your options. But I think I like how this Grow Bold looks, so I might leave it like that for right now. And I'm just going to come over here and click here. And since my baby's going to be TJ, I'm just going to put baby TJ. Ooh, see how that's big? Y'all saw how that letter, first one I hit, was big like that? That's because of the size over here. It's at 2500. So I'm going to take that down just a little bit. I'm going to take it down to 200. And let's see what that looks like. Okay. Yeah, that looks a little gnarly. I'm going to show you something here. So, I put baby TJ right here. And it's kind of washed out into the background. So now, what I'm going to do is swap the color to black. Where this baby TJ is, I came over here to my layers. I'm not going to type it again. So I'm just going to have it highlighted. I'm going to do Control Copy. And then Control Paste. Now I have two of them. You don't see it because it's directly on top of here. Y'all getting a lot in this first tutorial. This one right here within GIMP is a selection tool. So I'm going to click on it. But I want to select all of this. I want B-A-B-Y and TJ selected. So I'm going to go to Select up top. And go to All. Actually, that's not it, because that's select by color is what I mean. I'm sorry, said it wrong. Select none. Go to select and go to by color. By color. I'm sorry, I told y'all wrong. Pregnancy brain, blame it on that. When it's select by color, it has those three dots. So now you just click anywhere inside any one of these on green. So I'm going to just click in the middle of this Y. You see how it just kind of highlighted baby TJ? We're going to fill it in with black. Edit. Fill with foreground color. You say, well, what happened to the green? I'm about to show you. Now, this first looks like the directional move tool. Just click on that. You can click anywhere, like inside the Y, just click down and slide it. I just slid it over just a little bit. And now I'm going to go to select and none. Y'all see how I got like that little green outline behind it now? So it's like baby TJ but a little bit of green behind it. It's something cool. I just did that to show you that just because you make this design doesn't mean you're stuck with that design. You can add words to it, and you can change the size of it if you want to. If you want to make it where it changes all together, then you can merge them together first. So let's say we got this is highlighted over here as the layer. You can go to layer and merge down, and it combines it with the layer right beneath it. So now we have this layer and this layer. If I click here, wherever I move baby TJ, you see how it's staying all together? Pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to leave it like that to not overcomplicate this, because there's going to be plenty of tutorials. We're just trying to get through how to do a basic one. So this is our design right here. This is what's going to get printed and pressed on the shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my heat press so it can be heating up right now. I use my heat press at 325 degrees, and I have the seconds for how long it's going to press set to 25 seconds. I think that's like the default setting on the Cricut anyway, but if not, you'll see the instructions when you get one, and it'll show you how you can alter the time and the temperature that you want. So 325 degrees for 25 seconds. But this is our image. So I have to save this image. But I'm not just going to save it because that's just going to make it a file. For right now, I'm just going to go ahead and export it. So I'm going to go to export as. Export is me taking it out of this program and ready to print. Export as. And I'm just going to put Baby TJ B-Day. So I know what I'm looking for. Then you want to make sure you're saving it somewhere where you can readily see it. Like this one somehow defaults to documents on mine, so I always make sure I click desktop. So I know that this Baby TJ B-Day.png, PNG is the file that I'm saving it as. Other options are like JPEG.jpg. Those are like the main two. I prefer ping. I can't go into detail as to why right now. I just know that to me it gives a better quality. I'm just being real with y'all. Like, this is how you get it done. If you want to grow your brain and research all the extra stuff, hey, that's great too. But I'm just telling you what works. So you're going to hit export at the bottom. And then it comes up. To me, I say you're just asking me again because I don't change any of these settings. Whatever's presetting, again, if I leave it alone, I just hit export again. You might see a little line fill up going across the bottom. All depends on, I guess, how much RAM you have on your laptop. It could be quick. It might take a little bit longer, a couple more moments. Because they're flattening this image and getting it ready so it does print as one picture. So once you do it once, it's already done. You can always use this template again. Like, for instance, if this was saved as just a regular file, you can take that Baby TJ off, and the next time somebody says, hey, who can do a birthday shirt for a little boy, this is your saved template. It don't belong to anybody else. Like, you can't Google and find this as an image that pops up because you just got this made in ChatGPT. This is yours. That's the cool part, and I think about that. So you're not going to find this online and somebody else have it. This will be the exclusive shirt, and that might be what helps with me as well. Is I try to make sure what I have that I give to my clients, they're not going to just see it randomly in Walmart or somewhere else. It's just theirs, and it ain't take you no time, and you can sell it again. So that's how that goes. So once that finishes going across the bottom, I know it's done. I'm just going to minimize this for now and find my image on my laptop. So here we go. Baby TJ B-Day. I'm just going to double click on it. That little noise over here is my heat press letting me know, hey, I'm all warmed up and ready to go. Alright. So all I did was double click on from the desktop. It opens up. We're getting ready to print. So now you're about to see me and my belly get up, and I have to connect my USB to my laptop. But I want you all to take a look at this. Hope you can see. When you load this transfer paper into your printer, make sure you load it. If you have one of the top loaders, you want to make sure you follow the directions, and if it's one that sits flat, put it where you see the lines facing up. So this should be what you're looking at because it's going to print on the blank side. So always make sure when you load it, the side with the lines. And if you're not sure, do a test page. You can do a test page on a regular sheet of paper, say like a regular copy paper. If you're not sure, say, oh, when I load this paper, how do I know what side it's going to print on? Well, if you're not sure, you can take a regular sheet of paper. It does take, like a piece of ink, but pick something simple. and you can mark one side and put it in your printer. And when you print it out, see what side the image comes out on. If the image comes out on this side, then you know next time I need to flip it over. If the image comes out on this side, then you know, hey, make sure I put it in face down. That's really how I learned which way to load a printer. I just did a little test sheet, just mark it, put it in. If I printed it out and my image came out on the same side as this, I know I need to flip it over. If I ran it through like this and my image came out on the other side, I know it needs to go bottom side up. So for this, I already know it goes bottom side up. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in to my printer. Okay, so let's start that recording. I hope it caught everything I was saying before. I hope so. So now we're going to connect the laptop to my printer. Just connecting it using the USB port. I don't have all mine set up for all that wireless stuff at the moment. Y'all gonna learn about me. I don't really get into anything more technical than I have to. And now that I have it set up, I'm ready to go to print. Right here, my printer icon. You see how it comes up? It's already automatically on landscape. If it wasn't, you could pick whichever one you need it to be, portrait or landscape, but it's already landscape. I just want one copy. Now you can have it automatically select your paper tray if you have more than one, which I do. If you have a beginner printer, you don't even have to worry about that because there's only one tray anyway. But I'm going to say main tray because I have two. This is the one that I use for my wide format 11 by 17, and then this top one is for my 8.5 by 11. So it asks you some other questions like the paper type, if it's plain paper. This paper type is telling the printer what type of ink to put out. So people say, like, you know, your quality photos, if you're saying it's printing on plain paper, then your printer's thinking, okay, I only need to use this much ink. If you're saying, hey, I'm using pre-printed or photo paper, maybe I need to use a little bit more ink and things like that. So you want to pick the type of paper that you're using. So I say coated only because it is something to the transfer paper. It's a little bit of something on it. So we'll just say it's coated. Give me my most vibrant color. And then you have your margins. You want to leave them normal. Photo size, full page. If you're doing something for, say, like a baby onesie or something like that, then you could change the size. So like for a baby onesie, I'd probably make it like a 4 by 6, depending on the size. If it's like a 6 to 9 months or higher, you can do like a 5 by 7. And that way it'll make this picture print out. Even though you got to use a whole sheet, you do. It won't be so big that it's too big for the onesie. So you want to make sure you do the right size. But since this is for something big, I'm going to do the full page. Even though it's for baby TJ, we're going to say this is one of the adult people shirts. Mommy shirt. Alright, page margins are normal. Fill the page. And if you have it where you can do borderless printing, that's why I say it prints to the edge. If you don't have borderless printing, then you'll have a white edge around it that you can cut off or you can keep on. So we're going to print. Oh, we're going to turn the printer on. Whew. Talk about bear with me, but I'm going to leave this on to let y'all know, hey, I'm regular, just like everybody else. This is what happens. Alright, now that my printer is on, we're going to go through that again. What's this? This one's paper. Pulled it up. Y'all don't laugh, my printer. This is a big printer sitting on a little table. I got to get my husband to build me another one of these tables for this so this printer don't wobble. Thankfully, it has not fallen. And since the paper is coated, that's why it's not just spitting it out. It's really filling it in with that ink to make sure it's as vibrant as the picture. I'm still kind of stuck on how cool that image came out. I like that. I'm keeping that. If I tell y'all something real, I normally would have left the printer setting how it was on plain paper and not made it coated. I was trying to be all extra just to kind of be nosy too and see what happens if I pick that one. This thing taking forever. It should be just spit out by now. But I'm using that page, so oh well. Tell you what. It was working, but we're not gonna use that. That took too long. I don't like that. It was coming out, y'all, just to let you know, but that take way too long. So we're gonna go back and round two this thing. Hold on. I might even edit that out. Thankfully, I have one more of these. I'm gonna load this again. Close that up. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to show you that it don't take all day because I don't want you thinking it takes 10 minutes to make a print. And it's like, what we really got going on here is taking forever. So, let's do this one more time. It don't matter what type of business you get into. If you think everything's gonna be perfect every single time, well, that's your reality. But it's not mine and not a lot of people's either. You make mistakes. That's why I show you my mistakes. I'm not gonna edit it out like I'm Miss Perfect. I'm not. So, this is what would happen if it opened up looking like portrait. I'm gonna go to landscape to make sure we have it stretched out. We're gonna leave the copies as one. See, my printer getting, my heat press is getting impatient. So I don't want it to turn off, so I'm gonna just hit the little C right here and make it count down. Stop it again so it stays on because it'll cut off on me. That's a safety feature, so that's not a bad thing. It cuts off if you don't use it in a timely manner. You got a little attitude. Alright, so landscape, one copy. You want to make sure it's on the main tray if you do happen to have a bigger printer. It's on 8.5 by 11. I'm going to leave it on plain paper. I'm going to leave everything how it's supposed to be and just hit print. Let's see how quick it come out this time. Because that was taking a long time trying to fill it up and be refilling my ink for a tutorial. No! But this Epson ink, you get a lot of copies. You probably get like 300 pages off of a $80 cartridge or something. That's not bad now. You say 300 pages times the shirts, and you only spent $80 on ink. Come on now. You might make $80 off of one order. That cover all of that, so you still got probably a good 270 sheets left to print. Not bad. I just want to show you how much quicker it comes out if you just leave it on plain paper. Still got your vibrant colors. This is what I'm talking about, because I said you can make a shirt from start to finish in like 7 minutes, but if it's taking 7 minutes to print, then that just made me not tell the truth. But y'all see right now, we went from already having the design, that's not included in the 7 minutes, but once you make that design, you can use it over and over, so that's a part you don't have to do again. That's what I want you to understand. So, we printed. Let's say it took a minute or two to print. Maybe. You already had your heat press on, so that don't count. All you did was press turn on. Here is your image. What I said about printing to the edge, that's what I meant, because it print all the way to the edge, so my paper is ready. If you have a beginner printer like a Canon or something like that that doesn't print to the edge, this whole image would be slightly smaller and there would be a white border around it. I'm going to take a moment and show y'all what that looks like on regular paper. I'm not going to use another transfer paper, but I just want y'all to see, like, even though it's full here, if you don't have a borderless printer option, I just want to show you what it'll look like. So don't mind me. Just give me a moment. So I go to more settings, and I got borderless printer. Right now I have it on. I'm gonna turn it off because I want y'all to see what it looks like. So I say okay. So you can't tell from here, but I can see the border here. So now I'm gonna say print, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. How this image would look on a beginner printer like a Canon. Now I'm just using it on plain sheet of paper. I'm not gonna use my transfer paper for that. I'm really probably gonna wear that to the hospital for for the day I go and live, because I'm having a C-section. So whenever I have it, I'm probably gonna wear that. Happy birthday, baby TJ. It's one thing off the to-do list that wasn't even on it. About 1 or 2 minutes print time. Out of 7 minutes, it might not even be 7 minutes to make sure. So, I don't know if you all can see, but so you see how we have this white border around it? That's what I meant. That's the difference between borderless printer. This is borderless, print to the edge. There's no white. You can just peel it off. That's what I was talking about. If you don't have borderless printing, it's going to have this white sheet, white space around it, but you can cut it off. Just use a ruler. And I have like, I'll show you right quick. So I don't cut my table up. I invested in one of these regular cutting boards. If you have to do it, you just take ruler, one of these you can get out of Walmart. It's just a rotary cutter, and you just put your ruler down. You do the same thing. And you go all the way around. Once you cut it all the way around, it'll look just like that, just a little bit smaller. I just want to show you that real quick. We ain't gonna do all that right now. That's not the point. Alright, So, back to the fun part. We have our image. Now we're ready to put it on the shirt. It's about the grand finale, y'all. Like I said, I'm using this shirt. See how it's wrinkly? I'm gonna press it out for the area that I'm about to use for now. So I'm gonna lay it on my pressing mat. And someone asked about how do you make sure your image doesn't come up. So this is the part where I was saying about how you want to make sure you have a clean shirt. Normally, if you go get the shirt yourself out of Hobby Lobby or Michael's, or you order it online, it should be fine. But if a customer supplies you with the shirt, or you're using the shirt you already had that was just blank, then you want to run over it with the lint brush just to make sure you don't have any lint or dirt or anything. You see it's pretty clean. It's just picking up fibers from the shirt. But if it were something on the shirt, it would clean it. It would get it up. Then I'm going to pre-press. This is two things. It's removing moisture from the shirt. Even though the shirt feels dry, there's moisture in it. So it's going to remove the moisture and straighten out the area so it's not wrinkled. Because if it's wrinkled here, it's going to be wrinkled when you put that on. So I'm just going to use it like an iron. Or if you have a household iron, you can iron it first. Or if you got time, you could have washed the shirt and dry it so it's come out straight. But you're still going to have to hit it with the pre-press. Alright? Just want to make sure it's straight. Hold it in spot. This is a really wrinkled shirt, so I probably wouldn't use this for a customer, but I'm just showing you all how to do it. If you did, you just got to put in more work getting the wrinkles out first. So I prefer to start with a shirt that didn't have that many wrinkles. But this is a tutorial, so I'm not going to use my inventory that I sell. This shirt I probably had for, who knows, it might have been a couple years. So it's just an example. So you see how that area is straight now and clear? All you got to do, see how you got the stripes on the back? That's the back, that's the front. You're just going to peel it off like a sticker. There we go. I ain't got no nails. You don't need nails, but kind of bend it like that. You're just separating it from the page. You want to make sure you take your time with it. You don't want to get a wrinkle in the picture, so take your time. You ain't got to rush. You're still within that time frame that I told you, about 7 minutes. Also, and so once you do, it's like this kind of shiny look on the back, and you want to position it where you want it. So I'm just going to center it for the shirt right here. With these types of pages, all of these come with Teflon sheets. The dark transfer, it don't matter. Whichever one of these you order, they actually come with, if it's 5 pieces, you'll have this sheet. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to use this sheet. So you would just lay this over the top of it. Make sure you have your image covered, because whatever happened to not be covered will get hit with the irons and mess up. So if you're not sure, you want to be absolutely sure, you don't have to do it all at once. You can start right here. See how I covered this half but not this half? So I'm going to iron this down first, and then I'll press that side down. I'm just showing you how to do it if you don't have it. So when you do that, you're going to put your heat press on right here and press the start. You just want to give it some pressure, just your weight. Just lean down on it and don't move. It's not ironing, it's pressing. That's why people, like I said, you can start with this and then you can upgrade to an actual heat press that has like the clamshell or something like that. It don't have to be that big. I got a smaller one too. That's my main one right there. That's my baby. It was like $175, but worth it. Very worth it. Anyhow, back to you. So, I did that side. I'm just going to slide it over. Make sure not to get the iron on the blank part. And I'm going to do it again. 25 seconds. So we're talking about 1 to 2 minutes to print the image that's already designed and can be used again as many times as you like. 2 minutes to print it, peel off the back, 1 minute to press. So we had about 3 minutes, right? I said 7 minutes to do one shirt. Alright. So as you can see, if you were in a super duper duper rush and it didn't really matter, like this was a throwaway shirt, that's what my husband called them. He called shirts like birthday shirts throwaway shirts, because if little Kimmy was 6 this year, she gonna be 7 next year. So what you doing with that shirt next year, right? You wearing it to work. Okay. This is a finished shirt. It is ready to wear. But me personally, like I said, it's just me. I like my stuff to last. I like people to say, you know what? I went this girl and her stuff be lifting up. I like yours because it's still there. And that's no shade to anybody, but the lady or gentleman who's lifting up, they probably stopped right here and said that's it. So this is done. Yeah, it is done. But you can come back with the Teflon sheet and cover it all up and give it a second press. And I'll tell y'all in another tutorial, when I use vinyl, after I do the initial press that has the carrier sheet on it and I remove that plastic, I turn my heat up to about 400 degrees for the final press. That really sears it into the material that you're putting it on. I'm going to do a little razzle dazzle. See how this is finished now? Now, I kind of go around it like an iron. I don't think I've missed any edges, but those are the parts that usually tend to lift. So I just go around it a couple times. That's enough. That's good. I might let it set because it's hot. So I'm just going to peel it right up. It could be melted, you know, and start lifting on its own side. Leave it down for a second. And again, it's that easy to get into a t-shirt. This shirt, what was it, like 4 minutes, 5 minutes? If that, if I hadn't stopped to do all that little sideline stuff showing you about cutting off the edges, that's done. So say you had to do 30 of these. This shirt, $3. That page, if you go with the top, let's say this pack costs $12 in the store. If you had to order it offline, maybe $15. There's 5 sheets in here, so it's $3 for one sheet. So we're talking about $3 for one sheet out of here. $3 that you paid for the shirt. So $3. The ink, $1. That's $6. And you sold this shirt for $15. That's a $9 profit right there. You say, oh, well, that's slow money, but $9 profit, and you did 30 shirts. That sound like a little bit more? That sound like a little bit more to me. That sound like about $270 in what, an hour? Maybe? I mean, what you making that work? So, and you having fun. You have your TV on. You have your little one in the room. Let me show y'all. This is the studio, so that's that part. You got little ones. That's my little one space right there. Y'all can get a book, get a toy, get something, have a seat. Y'all see my mess now. I sew as well. Do a little bit. I'm just a little crafty lady. Have a seat on the ottoman. Watch TV. I just don't have TV on because I don't want YouTube trying to cut out stuff from my background noise for what I'm looking at. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will be doing more tutorials, but as you see, I got this little stuff going on right now, so I'm doing the best I can. I put this up because I had a lot of questions and I wanted to be able to, you know, get this going. So if you want to get started with t-shirts, you can. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I will get to them as soon as I can. So, because as soon as I said I was going to start doing this with my channel, as you all probably see, it's like 2 other videos on here. That's when I found out I was pregnant the next month, and For those of you that have it, you know what that first trimester is like. So I'm in my second one now and just getting my wind back. So I saw a couple questions on a post and I said, let me go ahead and make this tutorial because I don't want to take over the post with trying to tell everybody and answer everybody's questions. So here we go. You're welcome. And I hope to see you next time. I will keep adding to this. There's going to be more to it, but you can get started. All right. Happy crafting.